So hello Marlon, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm very well indeed. I'm thrilled to be getting the chance to catch up with you guys and all of your success. Have to firstly start by congratulating you on your amazing success because you guys have had a phenomenal year.
Thank you very much.
A huge fan and supporter from the very beginning, as you know, so really privileged to be interviewing you today, basically.
Yeah, man, it's all good.
So tell us what you guys have been up to in the past year.
Well, pretty much we've been, after the Britain's Got Talent show, we did the tour, and then we took time out to kind of pretty much work on our own show, and we started doing that in the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, so we was there for a month, and that was like our first experience of doing like a whole full-hour show, and that kind of went down by storm. And then from there, it was like a case of using that as an experience and a platform to do our bigger show once we got out there to the bigger theatres and venues and whatnot. So we did that, and it sold out for a month. It was an amazing experience. And then from then, we just started flying all over the world, really, just doing so many different things. We did the Street Dance 3D. That went #1. We've got our own DVD out. We're headlining at the Raw Festival Hall this Christmas from the 21st to the 23rd, and we've got a big 60-day tour next year. So it's a lot of things been happening.
That tour's kicking off in February, isn't it? Next year.
Yeah.
But just to sort of roll on with the interview in regards to Models of Diversity. Models of Diversity is a campaign which advocates for more diversity within the fashion and modelling industry. And as you know, we've got various sections which we focus on, being models with disabilities, plus size, mature, and recently a petite section, and also a Models of Colour division. And I'm the ambassador for Models of Colour on the campaign. So I'd like to start by asking you, what are your views on the representation of models of ethnicity within the industry? Do you feel that there's an equal balance of races used in the mainstream, or do you think that this could be improved?
I think it could be improved. I mean, it's often segregated, to be honest, the way how I see it. But I mean, I don't know. But
just from what you see, from like when you generally speaking,
generally when I see it, there are a lot of ethnic models that should be out there doing their thing and mixed. I think it should be more just like diverse, as you say. Yeah. It does need to be a bit more diverse. I do agree with that point, and think that it could improve. Right. And there are loads out there that that are just as good.
Definitely. Naomi Campbell spoke out publicly last week about how there was still not enough models of colour being used in this season's shows. There is a distinct lack of particularly black and ethnic male models in the fashion industry. The only known person in terms of a black male model really is Tyson Beckford. So do you find this disappointing that ethnic models are not used that commonly to front big brands and fashion campaigns?
Yes, definitely. I think it's just become very stereotype sort of thing. I think it's just it might not be intentional, but it just sometimes to me comes across as though it only feels right for it to go the other way.
Right, so it's sort of habitual now. It's something that...
Yeah, because I mean, I'm sure that everyone's aware of it, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The awareness is definitely there. It's just there hasn't been somebody to actually go out there and make a difference and actually try something different.
And make that change.
Make the change. I think in a lot of situations, it's kind of always like that. I think everyone generally gets into the same routine of how things are, and then they just generalize things. Definitely,
that's the problem. So I'd like to ask you, as top-class entertainers and admirable young men of colour yourselves, which men of ethnicity within the fashion or entertainment industry, other than yourselves, are you most inspired by creatively, and do you think they make good role models for young men today?
That's a good question.
Well, how about in terms of when you started dancing, when you first started out, anyone that sort of was the main inspiration or someone that you really admired?
The main people that I was inspired by was obviously people like Michael Jackson, Janet Jackson, James Brown, Usher. The list just goes on, really.
Yeah.
And it was all about style and originality as well. And obviously for Flawless, dance and fashion was always one of the biggest things that we always like to collaborate, and we always thought about, you know, how we look and how we come across and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. It kind of all blends together, sort of thing. So I think, and those artists are quite into their fashion and into like actually being original and creating things that people have never seen before, that sort of stuff.
You're very much style icons. You guys have been branded the official Kings of Cool. As the first dance crew to really be sort of rocking high fashion and on-trend designs as opposed to the generic streetwear that most groups sort of are you know, about. Who are your favourite designers or trendsetters?
I think it varies, to be honest. But at the moment now, the person that we want to work with is Diddy, because he's got that whole gentleman side that we kind of like, and we kind of got the Kings of Cool idea from the GQ magazine, because obviously we got a double-page spread in there, which was obviously a big thing for a dance crew to be able to get that opportunity. And
so how did you guys find that shoot?
It was fun. It was real fun, yeah. It was real fun, and it was a great experience. You know what I mean? Amazing photographer, and yeah, just good vibes all day, really. Since then, we've just been like trying to showcase that side as well as, because we're not trying to just be street dancers. Like, we're trying to be more like all-round entertainers that do all different things, as opposed to just dancing. So from a fashion point of view, we want to get more in fashion. We're actually looking for labels to work with as well. So yeah.
So it's a package, really, isn't it? It's full of...
Yeah, that's what it's about.
Actually, speaking of P. Diddy, he actually launched, back in 2008, he launched his autumn Sean John fashion show, and he made a point of using only African-American models, just strictly black male models in his show, and it actually caused a little bit of controversy, as it is quite uncommon to generally see more than maybe 2 black models in a runway show. So to have, you know, a purely black-dominated runway was a bit uncommon to see. So as trendsetters yourselves and successful young black males in the industry, do you feel that through your success you can broaden the horizons for other male models of colour who are struggling to...
Yeah, of course. And I think what he was trying to do as well was do something different, and this is what the problem is. Everyone's scared to try and go out of the comfort zone and actually just step out the box and do something different, and, you know, make people see things that they don't normally see. And that's exactly what I believe that he did. The only thing that he did wrong was missing having Flawless on there.
That was something he completely missed out on, but hopefully, well, you guys are, you know, you're making headway now, so that might be on the cards.
Yeah.
We're hoping, yeah?
Join me in part 2, where we talk about Flawless on DVD, Flawless becoming ambassadors for the Prince's Trust, and Marlon's views on diversity.